right, you're listening to Weekly Punk Showcase. I'm Scott McMaster. I'm here with Mario Saponaro from Dead City Dealers, Newcastle working class punk rock band. How's it going, man?
Oh, it's going fucking lovely.
All right, man. So I'm going to start at the beginning, man. Who plays what?
Well, there's me, Mario Saponaro, or as the band name is Speedwagon. I play rhythm guitar. There's Andy Fabich, he plays rhythm guitar and does the leads. There's Gio Lore, he plays bass, he's a new guy. We got E.S. Casket on vocals, and Tom Casket, and he's on drums.
Awesome, okay. So when did you guys start?
We started in early 2007, and just got together, wanted to play some music that nobody else was playing in the area that needed to be played, and we're still going now, so.
That's awesome, man. So have there been like a lot of like different members going through who have been like in and kicked out or quit or whatever?
Well, nobody's ever been kicked out, but I mean, we've had quite a few member changes. Up until this last year, we've had a constant shift in drummers. We've had probably about 6 or 7 different drummers, could never find somebody permanent or the right person. But as far as guitar-wise, it's always been me and Andy, and we just recently had 3 members leave, our bassist Sam, or Chris, our singer Sam, and then our drummer Ryan. So those are the 3 new guys in the band. So yeah, we've had a lot of changing going throughout the years.
Yeah, definitely. So you've been in from the beginning though, right?
Oh yeah, it was me, Chris, and Sam. We all got together and we're pretty fed up with the local scene and what was going on, so we wanted to kind of stick our nose in it and make some noise.
That's right. That's great, man. So are you guys planning on doing any new recordings soon or putting out any singles or new CDs?
Well, now we got the new lineup going. We're planning on going in, and that's ASAP, planning on going in there and getting some new material out there. I mean, we're real happy with the way the new lineup is, and we're just ready to kick some ass. So, I mean, expect some stuff shortly.
Awesome. I'm definitely excited. I'll be posting all that stuff as it comes out, whether it's within the week or not. Alright, so, like, what originally got you into the punk scene personally?
Oh, I couldn't even tell you. I mean, I've been into punk rock since I was 13, 14 years old. I think it was more or less my sister. She used to date some rock and roll guys when I was growing up, and they just kind of turned me on to some of the music. And you know, once I started getting old enough to realize what it was all about and everything, I started digging it more. And I mean, I've been in it since.
Cool. What were some of the earlier bands that you got into? When you were younger.
Some people might hate me for saying this, but one of my like all-time favorite bands, like when I was younger, I mean, remember, I'm only 31, so Face to Face was one of my all-time favorite, like, West Coast bands. I mean, the obvious. I mean, I love the Sex Pistols. I love the Ramones. Anything the Germs does. Dead Boys. You know, a lot of that dirtier, old 70s style punk rock, you know, that's what really turned me on to the music.
That's cool. Yeah, early stuff's great. So, like, musically, what are the bands that, like, mostly influence you guys?
Well, I mean, obviously, if you listen to our music, we're really into, you know, the Oi scene. We're all about, you know, the skinhead, the working class, you know. We're all about pride and, you know, being who you are. So, I mean, a lot of the Oi bands, bands offhand, you know, the Foreskins, the Traditionals, the Black Mariahs, those are all real good buddies of ours, you know. Like I said, pretty much anything, especially like first wave and second wave Oi bands and stuff.
That's cool. Right on. So, like, your audience, what's your main target audience? Like, who are you trying to reach? Obviously, the working class guy, you know, blue-collar worker, but, like, at a show, who are you trying to reach?
We're pretty much out there to reach anybody, because, I mean, if you really pay attention to the lyrics in our songs and everything, like, we're singing about things that no matter who you are, you can relate to. So, I mean, it's, you know, we're just singing about everyday life and, you know, the trials and tribulations everyone goes through and faces every day, so.
That's great, man. Yeah, I definitely...
You know, we want to turn the metalheads onto our music, you know, the old heads, the bikers, some of the newer kids that are into the newer metal that maybe don't know what's out there in punk rock. We just play straightforward rock and roll pretty much, just to and everybody to get into it.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Because you're just trying to get everybody. Because I listen to some of the songs, and some of it's like stuff that I know that I get into. I love the song. What's that song called? Plastic. Because I know tons of people like that. Then there's other songs that I know some working class guy just working at the factory, man. He could totally pop that on and just get into the lyrics. You know what I'm saying?
So, well, yeah, I mean that's exactly what we're going for. Exactly. I mean. Also some of our influences, I don't want to just, include Oi and exclude everything else, but when we first started off, we were pretty much a straightforward street punk band. We loved, the Casualties and, obviously, Rancid, stuff like that. We're all about that stuff, too, so that's why I said, from song to song, we vary. You might get a straightforward Oi song, you might get a rock and roll song, and then all of a sudden we'll kick you in your teeth and give you some street punk, so.
Yeah, dude, awesome. So, you guys got any plans, now that you got the new lineup, do you have any plans to go on tour, or to be booking any shows in, further areas?
Well, we do got a show coming up. It's October 22nd in Slippery Rock. It's called the Horror Fest. So, if anybody listening, check that out on Facebook. It's a 2-day-long festival, bands both days, you can camp out, it's going to be a real good time. But as far as tour and everything, we got the new lineup, so we're just really focusing on getting everything going now with the new lineup, and then, once we're set and rolling, then, we definitely do plan on doing some sort of tour.
Yeah, definitely. What day did you say Horror Fest is?
It will be October, I believe, 21st through the 23rd.
Okay. Long
and, it's $20 a ticket, and that pays for your whole weekend. That pays for a camp spot. There's going to be vendors. There's going to be a fire show. It's going to be a wild time with some of the area's best horror rock bands, so.
That's awesome, man. So, when you guys are just chilling out, hanging out, what are your big goals for, as a band? How far do you want to make it, and, what statement are you really just trying to get out there?
Well, obviously we mainly do it because, this is what everybody in the band wants to do. We're not ourselves unless we're up there doing it, We don't want to become rock stars, or, if we make some money doing it, then, we're happy. But, we're just mainly out there just to, tell it like it is, spread some music that you don't hear every day and just get the word out there.
Awesome, man. So, if you weren't in a punk band, what would you be doing right now?
Trying to start a punk band.
Right on, man, right on. So, out of all the trends that have been going on right now, what's your least favorite trend?
Oh, can this be multiple choice? Because, there's, so much shit out there that I despise anymore.
If you could narrow it down.
Options, I might be able to narrow it down a little bit.
Alright, well, obviously the song Plastic is kind of reaching out to maybe some of the hipster girls, I'd have to say, right?
Oh, definitely. And
then there's the metalcore kids, and then there's all the new hit kids who are trying to, listen to dubstep with their 2011 trucks, all kinds of kids. It seems like, everybody's got, something else going on. But as you already said...
I'll tell you now, just from you saying that, something that really bothers me about some of the younger crowd now is, back in my day when I was younger, if you seen somebody walking down the street, they had some Chucks on, some ripped up jeans, and, a patched up leather jacket or a vest or something, it wasn't a common thing, you know what I mean? And if you did walk up and talk to that person, you kind of knew what they were into. Their patches and everything told their story. Whereas now you walk up to one of these kids that look identical, they're wearing their vests and they're all patched up, and then you might come up and be talking to them, and you'll bring up a name to somebody or something, of a band, and be like, hey, oh yeah, you into these guys or whatever, and they have no clue what you're talking about. I ran into a kid one day that was wearing a big shirt of the Crimson Ghost, and I stopped and I asked him if he liked the Misfits and started a conversation with them. And he had no idea what I was talking about. And then when I explained to him what I was talking to about, you know what he said?
What?
I just bought the shirt because it was a cool-looking skull.
Man, I kid you not, going to high school, I have heard that more times than you could possibly imagine.
That's what I mean, though. I mean, if I really had to narrow it down, it'd probably be the newer kids that, like, it's kind of like punks, like, it's packaged rebellion now is what it is. You buy it at the store, you know, and nobody's into it for what you really should be into it for, you know?